Camp Friedlander News. Today, we will be interviewing staff members on the secret life of staff members. Here, today, we have Will Middleton interviewing Will.
Alright, Jesse, we're doing an interview for you, and we want to know why you want to join the Navy.
College benefits.
Just for college, or?
Well, it came to my junior year, and I thought, what do I want to go to college for? And then I realized, I don't really know. So then I thought, why am I going to college? And then I thought, I don't really know. And so then I was like, so what can I do besides college? And I was like, I don't really want to go straight into the workforce because that sucks. So I was like, I'm going to join the Navy and stall for time. So that's what I did.
So are you enlisted now?
Yes.
Or is that like, it's official?
Yeah.
And when do you think you'll be leaving?
They took my blood and everything.
What?
Took my blood and everything. That's how official it
Do you
is.
have to be in a cup?
I did.
You're a real man. So, now,
What was it?
what is some odd talents that you have that no one really knows?
I can juggle. If I stare at rope hard enough, I can make it turn into a knot. Although I can't control which knot. So yeah, that's a problem. But I also can identify most of the minerals in granite.
Really?
Yeah,
Alright,
pretty good with rocks.
really. Do you have a rock collection?
I do.
You do. What's your favorite rock? And don't say Green Day or something like that.
I was gonna say it's this pretty cool piece of sandstone with like, imagine a mountain, okay?
Alright.
And forget that, I don't look like a mountain.
A star?
No,
Alright.
it looks like a BMW.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's got like a black pinstripe on it,
like a racing.
like a racing pinstripe made of blacker sand than the other sand. It's from where volcano
Really nice.
deposited some volcanic ash. It's pretty cool.
Really.
And it looks like a BMW.
Like, it's like, looks like a car or the emblem?
No, it looks like a car.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It does.
Wow. So, best and worst experience of camp?
Worst experience of camp?
And best.
Okay, we'll start with worst. Taylor Olmsted, the previous area director, made us, as the staff, bleach the walls of this building. Bleach
Of this
the
building?
walls of this building. And I got a chemical burn on my hand that lasted for 4 weeks.
Did you cry?
I did not cry, but I was really mad.
What did you do about it? Did you tell someone that you trusted, an adult? Or did you take it on by yourself?
I told my mother.
And what did she do? Did she call this man?
She was mad. I was mad. I should have gotten a pair of gloves.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
asked for a pair of gloves.
They said no, you just got to tough it out? Wow.
That's actually almost what he said, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a scar still from it. So.
Well, can we see that scar?
Which one is it? It's one of these fingers here.
Really?
Right here. See that?
Wow.
That's where some chemicals been in
That
me.
sucks. You're a trooper.
Nah.
That's why you should
You
be
ever had a
there.
chemical burn?
No.
Like,
No.
we're joking about them, they're serious.
Dude, I actually have. You know how
They're
much
pretty dang
warheads I
bad.
can eat? Like the warhead things, you get sugar burn on your tongue if you eat too much of them. It sucks.
Not really the same thing though.
It's
Bleach.
You want to do
Bleach is really dangerous.
What else do you like to do other than burn yourself with chemicals on a bleach wall?
Burn you with chemicals on a bleach wall?
I don't think that's happened yet, but we can maybe try it. What's your favorite animal?
I like butterflies.
Really now?
Yeah.
Why do you like butterflies?
Cause.
Are they just free?
Yeah.
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 Do you catch them?
No.
No?
No.
They're too
they
fast for
wouldn't
you?
be free. They wouldn't be free if I caught them.
I just think they're too fast for you, that's why you don't catch them.
They have nets for that.
They do, don't they? Do you like frogs? You like cats? You like dogs?
Yeah.
You do? Do you have a dog?
No, it died.
Well, how did it die? Did you kill it?
No. My
Yeah.
dad
Your dad killed your dog?
Yeah.
Like an old yeller kind of thing, or?
did. A little bit.
little bit.
Plus rabies involved.
Oh, chickens?
What?
Do you like chickens?
I like chickens.
Why do you like chickens?
I have chickens.
You have chickens?
Yeah.
Seriously, do you like? Where do you keep them? In your room?
No, they have their own coop. It's like a.
It's like their crib.
Yeah, it is like a crib. It's actually a really fancy coop.
Do they have
It's got
like?
two full-size doors, a window, an outlying box. The floor is made of mesh.
Really?
So that the poop falls through and they don't have to live in their poop.
Wow.
Okay, and they got 2 full runs, and they're free-range chickens.
Wow. Do you have
I
names?
have to segregate them though. I've got my white chickens on one side, and then my dark green iridescent black chickens on the other side.
What are your chickens' names?
My chickens' names?
Yeah. Other
Well-
than Jesse.
No, none of them are named Jesse. That's my name. That would make sense.
Therefore, you're a chicken.
No, I'm not a chicken.
You're just making them up in your head right now.
No,
aren't
I'm
you?
not. We just none of the ones that are still alive have names. All the named ones died.
They're all dead.
Yeah, we ate some of them. Spot died because we named it Spot because it had one black feather when it was a baby, and it died when a hawk ate it.
Wow.
Its head.
What?
Not all of it.
Cannibalism?
It just ate its head. No, that's not cannibalism. It's not the same species.
It's a bird and a bird.
That's like saying a lion eating a gazelle is the same thing. They're both mammals, so
A
therefore.
gazelle doesn't eat meat. If you eat meat.
Okay, fine. A lion eating a hyena.
What do you know about chickens? Like fun facts about chickens.
Oh. If you want to calm down a chicken, you can flip it upside down and hold it like that.
Are you serious?
And it just freak out and be perfectly still. Also, if you grab them by the base of their head, they'll try and wiggle out. And then
That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you know, squeeze. You just grip them right here and they won't be able to move because they try and pull out instead of going forward. The same thing if you hold them like this, they try and go forward and they'll try and go backwards. So they can't
Really
get
now?
out. Well, my chickens.
Oh, your chickens are on. Never mind. Illegal substances.
They're on feed.
What do you put in their feed?
Nothing. I don't make the feed. Why would I make the feed?
Because you're a farmer of chickens.
Okay. I bought the feed. Like most farmers.
So, we're doing a segment on Secret Life of Staff Members. Do you have any odd talents other than knowing a lot about magic?
Well, other than knowing a lot about magic, there's of course, I do a lot of programming, which is why I do Robotics Merit Badge, as well as I'm really good at doing physics equations and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
So, would you consider yourself a brainiac since you do physics?
Well, there's a good reason why I'm Ravenclaw House here at Nest.
And why are you Ravenclaw?
Because I'm a card-carrying genius. Don't have a card with me though. I left from academy.
So, camp is how long out of the year?
Camp is 8 or 9 weeks out of the year. There's a staff week, then there's 7 weeks of working with you guys, and then there's an 8th week in which it's American Heritage Girls.
So, other than these 8 weeks, what do you do throughout those weeks?
Those weeks in summer, or?
Oh, just life.
Well, I spend a lot of time at school, and some of the things I do at school are do like cross country. I'm in mock trial team, which is a lot of fun. Lots of fun. Academic team, which is like trivia contest stuff, as well as like a bunch of other stuff. But one of my things I really enjoy doing is I'm a stage manager for our drama department, which means I get to basically hide behind the curtains the whole time, wearing a bunch of black clothes and stuff, making everything work. Because I don't like doing stuff on the stage, but I do love the drama department, so that's what I get to do.
Oh, what about the drama department do you like the most?
I find it really interesting seeing these friends of mine that I know really well take on these entirely new roles that are really sometimes hilarious to watch them, such as this really good friend of mine who's this really quiet guy, kind of reserved, playing the role of Vlad Dracula very, very well. It's just really entertaining, a lot of fun.
So, it's pretty much just like Comic-Con, but at school.
I guess so. I've never done something.
What are your best and worst experiences at camp?
My best and worst experiences at camp. So most of the best experiences would have to do with any time that siren goes off. Especially here at Nest though, because that means we all have to cram inside that room because it's really, really, really loud. So there was one time a couple weeks ago where there was really bad weather, so we had to sound the siren because, you know, people were boom, struck by lightning. That would be a bad day, so, you know, siren. And we were all crammed inside there so we didn't go deaf. And to keep people entertained and not like strangling each other, which tends to happen sometimes, I was just standing in the doorway with an umbrella blocking the door so they didn't go outside into like, you know, the rain and lightning and stuff. Giving just random science lessons on anything imaginable, just like ask me random questions, and we'd go on for like half an hour of just random stuff. And it was a lot of fun. Not so fun experiences, just really, really hot days. We're just sitting around like, oh my god, I want to go into the dining hall or drink this, air conditioning, why can this not happen faster? You know, stuff like that.
So that's the life of my K.
All right, thank you for your time for our interview. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your personal life. Why did you choose to teach shotgun? What made it interesting?
I'd always enjoyed shooting, even from a very young age. As a Stammet family tradition, every Stammet child gets their very first gun when they're 9 years old. And so it's been sort of born and bred into me, as it were. Interestingly enough, having some experience in the years of 2007 and the sweltering summer of '08 at my council camp back in, don't smile, I'm being very true about all that. Summer of '07 and '08, I did shooting sports at Camp Cherokee Scout Reservation in North Carolina, one of the premier black powder and shooting sports camps of the Southeast. And it had been too long, having spent 4 summers at Philmont, so I thought that why not teach kids boomstick awesome all over again, and here I am. There you go.
What is your best experience here at camp? What is like? What has
Here
been the
at
best?
camp. As far as in a camp setting, I'll give you one. That's a difficult thing to qualify. So, there was a young man who came down, and I have the extra challenges of shooting with people that need additional assistance. The young man comes into my class, and he's right-eye dominant, but he has a physical disability and has a withered right arm. So I test him, I say, you're right-eye dominant. He says, yeah. I says, I don't suppose that you could shoot with, that you could pull the trigger with your right hand. He says, no. I says, okay, so what are we going to do about this? We'll have to switch you over. You're going to be shooting on the left side. Can you support weight? He says, yeah. So he puts his watch on. He holds the shotgun out, up against his arm, and he leans out and in. And he's a little kid, too, so he's sitting there, and he's all like doing this kind of thing. And we worked at it, and we worked at it, and we worked at it, and by the end of the thing, you know, he starts off hitting like 0 out of 5, 1 out of 5, 0 out of 5, 0 out of 5, maybe 2 out of 5. But by the time Friday afternoon rolled around for open shoot, just as the parents started coming out, this young man finished and got all of his qualifications done. And the look on his face, because there's nothing wrong with him outside of the arm, oh man, oh, it's like Christmas. That was great, it's a great feeling. So, I don't know, to answer your question, there's a lot of good experiences. Working at camp's amazing.
What about the worst experience? Have you had any bad experiences here at camp?
Bad experiences. There are frustrations that come with working around and with, not for. Now, sometimes you'll have stupid people that you work for, but sometimes you'll work with stupid people or around stupid people, and that can get frustrating. But thankfully, that's a pretty reasonably high average intellect for all the people that I work with around. So I don't know if I can think of a worst experience. This whole place was underwater 3 weeks ago. That was nuts. Where we're sitting, the benches right here, flood. Crazy flood, like the 1 in every 50 years or the 1 in every 100 years flood. But it was during open shoot, like right now. So there were no campers around. There were 6 staff members, and we're like, hey, look, the creek's rising. Oh, we're ankle deep. Oh, it's rising faster. Let's run away. We couldn't have made it across the bridge. So we ran up on the hill. But the first time that the trail slopes down, there's a river from like me to you going down really fast. I was like, we can't cross that. We'll get swept down into the creek. So we sat in lightning positions, all huddled up in little lumps, 15 feet apart from each other, and just got wet. But it was so much stupid amounts of fun. That's another fun thing that happened. I don't have a bad experience. Next question. I don't want to answer that one.
What kind of stuff did you do at Philmont? Well, was it fun, or what kind of stuff did you do at Philmont?
speaking of what I did for my job at Philmont, I worked on the security staff for 4 years, 4 summers, from the sweltering summer of '09 all the way back through last year in 2012. I worked for some of the most champion kickers of butt that I have ever had the privilege of meeting, ever. Most of Philmont security involves handling the lost and found, which by the end of the summer is its own, outfitter. You got 23,000 people coming through a camp. The stuff they lose, which is blows your mind. Dude, somebody left scuba gear one year. Scuba gear. At 6,500 feet in a landlocked state. Wait for it. Yes, New Mexico is a landlocked state. I'm officially not an Indian. Well, in this instance. And we make sure that the staff stays on their P's and Q's. Every now and then, if there's some sort of a health or safety incident, then we strike through that. We maintain all speeding laws and regulations on base camp. They give you a truck that oozes more testosterone than any vehicle that I've ever operated before in my life. They give me blue lights. In New Mexico, you can have blue lights. You see blue lights, you're like, oh, police officer, better, get in the other lane or hope that he's not pulling me over. You go an extra quarter mile up the road, it's not a police officer, some dude in a tow truck. He gets blue lights. Blue lights don't mean law enforcement in New Mexico. The dude on the mosquito cart that sprayed chemicals to keep mosquitoes away had blue lights on his little golf cart. So this Philmont security truck is this giant tank of a vehicle with a winch and four-wheel drive and awesome. And you just get keys to the kingdom. You don't have to radio anywhere because it needs to be a surprise when you show up to make sure that staff are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, you've got 1,100 people on staff, all of which are over 18, with lots of time off, reasonably good pay, and not a whole lot to do in a small town. That's why we give you full access to the entire backcountry. The size of the city of Chicago. 220 square miles of, here you go, enjoy your days off. It's awesome. But yeah, security was the only job in base camp worth working. And you can tell them I said that.
I promise I will.
Are you going? Have you been?
No, I have not.
You should go.
I will.
And once you're 18, go work on staff. You get good pay, time off, course credit, college credit for working out there. And just surviving the road trip to get out there, it's part of the best experience.
Yeah.
Or you could just fly. Or a lot of people take the train.
Sounds like fun. I always wanted to take the train.
I like trains. I just wish that the Amtrak system was more accountable for stuff. Because, hey, you're going to be 6 hours late. Guess what? Take another train line. Oops, there isn't one. What do you want? Refund? No. You want a free meal? No. We'll turn the temperature down in the refrigerator car, which is every car. Enjoy freezing to death on your way out to New Mexico from Chicago. Hooray! Yeah, indeed. This is fun. Let's keep going. Whoa.
All right. Explain your hatred of pandas.
It's not necessarily that I hate pandas. It's just that they're an ecological cul-de-sac. Why should we spend so much time saving a species that has no aspirations to breed and perpetuate itself? The World Wildlife Federation, Fund, heritage groups, whatever it is that big group of like PETA, Greenpeace, hoorah for animals type people, they could be spending so much more money on the animals that want to save themselves. You ask a panda, hey panda, would you like to eat some bamboo and, I don't know, maybe make more pandas? As far as the process of that, I'll let you worry about it. I don't necessarily need to explain all of that sort of thing. Family life classes. Or go and ask your parents, where do baby pandas come from? They'll explain the whole thing to you. But pandas don't breed to save their own species. As far as mammalia standards go, now fish as a group are dumber than mammals as a group, and some birds are smart and some birds are dumb. Parrots are clever, pigeons not so much. But by and large, mammals are the more intelligent of the groups of chordates, as far as, backbone wielding creatures. Some mammals are clever, dolphins, pygmy chimpanzees, or bonobos. Some mammals are dumb, possums, for example. Pandas are way down towards the end of the spectrum.
Makes sense.
Yes, they smell terrible. Bad-tempered. They're not gentle giants. And yes, they eat bamboo. Lovely. So do gorillas. Gorillas eat bamboo, but they can also subsist their diet with other things. Roots and shoots and berries and fruit. Oh, yes. That's nice, yes. So you got gentle giants, national symbol of China. Hey, would you like to, I don't know, have millions of dollars dumped at your entire species every year just to try to get you to breed, maybe to save your species? No, I think I'd rather just eat some bamboo and maybe attack my keeper every now and then. Thanks, Panda. There's a band called Quirky and the Juice Pigs. long time ago. They did a song called Pandas Must Die. One of my favorite lines from that song is, all endangered species leave endangered feces. If you knew how bad they smelt, you would gladly take their pelt. Ask me how I like my eggs.
How do you like your eggs?
Just like I like my pandas. Poached. That's good. That's
a good one. That's
yeah. Oh, you flatter me. Thank you. Yeah. What else?
What will you do once camp is over? Once after this week, there won't be any summer camp. What are you gonna do after that? After next week?
There's a very tricky problem that camp staffers have when they have yet to finish a college degree because they're sort of lazy oafs outside of camp staff. Where you try to stay out of trouble and not have jobs that are too terribly, pardon the expression, sucky, and just hang out until camp staff starts up again. To answer your question, I don't know. Assuming I live through next week, the adventure begins again. Find a job, do my thing, have an adventure. You have to have an adventure. If the job that you have really bites, still pays bills and gets you money, but at the same time you need to leave room for adventure.
Yes.
If I'm still, I don't know, I've had all sorts of offers. Might try to get a job with the council, in which case there's a very real real chance that I'll still be here next summer. Doing what? I don't know. Doing what? I don't necessarily care that much. Not so interested in handicraft. I don't have much artistic or academic skill for that sort of thing, but I'm really jealous of the people that do. You should see the couple of times that I tried to throw pots. Good heavens. Not as in like in rage, but as in, you know, shoot with the skull. I can't do it. It's like I'm all thumbs and I'm trying to draw stuff. I envy the handicraft people because I have no artistic ability other than to say, golly, that's pretty. I don't cook particularly well other than with eggs. So to answer your question, I don't know, and that's the fun part. That's part of the great adventure of being a Stammet. I might go join the other two Stammets, the better two, my two younger siblings, because they want to go and have me be a river guide with them out in the Colorado River, out of Page, Arizona. Fun town.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, there's a great big lake out there. Lake Powell has more shoreline than the western coast of the United States.
Wow.
Not that it's a great big huge lake, it's just got a lot of crazy little inlets and stuff.
Sounds cool.
I don't know if I've answered any of your questions at all.
You've answered quite a few.
I've just babbled stuff, but no, what else we got?
If you had any dreams that could come true, what dreams would you want to come true in your life?
I've always wanted to lay flowers on the tomb of Peter the Great. I have always wanted to spend several weeks on the Amazon. I'd love to see Peru. Half of it is spectacular mountains, the other half of it is the Amazon River Basin. Holy cow. And the indigenous bird species of Peru would just be mind-blowingly cool to add to my bird list. I've always wanted to participate in a Christmas bird count. I've always wanted to spend more time around large waterfalls. I think waterfalls are neat because they're a perfect intersection of the geosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, and atmosphere all in one big place. That's fun. I've always wanted to get into a fight where I didn't lose really bad. If I get into a fight, I typically get beat up really bad. I fall over pretty easily.
I couldn't tell.
Up until last year, I'd always wanted to take candy from a baby just to say that I'd done it. And then I did it. It was A, overrated, and B, harder than you would think. Because it was a relative. It was a little infant relative, and I was like trying to unpry the fingers from around it was a lollipop, you know, of course. What else do babies get? First, I scolded my relatives for giving an infant a lollipop. I was like, this isn't even a safety sucker. So I was sort of doing the baby a favor by taking the candy from a baby, which is how I rationalized the thing. But his little fingers would not unpry from that sucker stick. It was tricky. That's a pretty cool thing. So there's that. Seems like I should really list off more of my life's to-do list. There's a lot of places I would like to see. Kiev. Visit my ancestral homeland of Montenegro, which is a little kingdom in Yugoslavia. What's left of Yugoslavia. A lot of the things have branched out. Yeah, that's where that's the name Stammet is from. My grandfather changed it. My grandmother was born on the boat on the way over, which means I'm a second-generation American on my father's side. That and grow tobacco. I'm from North Carolina. I want to grow tobacco. I don't smoke, but
You want to grow tobacco?
yeah, just say I've done it. Yeah, why not? It's cool.
Trailblazer 2 rifle.
I have smoked. Oh, there's a radio call for us in rifle. And get better at playing the banjo.
This is rifle, go ahead.
Yeah, really want to get better.
I love bluegrass music.
Do you think you guys will need Trailblazer
For
volunteers
the last
tonight?
hour and a half, we've been hanging out and picking and planning and grinning and learning stuff. Ah, right, other classes.
Yeah.
Pity. Do you play anything?
Do not.
Start with spoons. When in doubt, spoons.
I've been practicing.
Yeah.
Come on, I will give you guys a call back in just a moment.
You can't really go wrong. Old-time fiddle's a valuable skill, just a tricky thing to do as you go. Yeah,
Thank you.
better music player, and eat more delicious things. And jump out of an airplane. I am an absolute Nancy about heights, and I want to jump out of an airplane. I'm a complete chump. They'll probably have to, like, thump me over the back of the head and push me out. But life's too short to say you haven't done something really stupid like that. I've done a lot of very stupid things, but that's not one of them yet. So, yeah. What else? What else you got? What's it say? What is it?
Can you deliver a baby or legally marry a couple?
No, actually, I was asked to become ordained in some sort of sanctified church or things, even if it was for Great Spaghetti Monster, because two of my friends very, very much wanted me to be some sort of officiating person in a wedding ceremony. I had absolutely no interest in it and told them so. Although, I was happy to be all sorts of boisterous and enjoy all the necessary frivolities of their wedding reception, which was fun. Quite fun. And as far as delivering a baby, I've been there and helped with a cow. Did you ever see City Slickers? The dude's like having to reach inside the cow and turn the baby cow around so he can pull it out. He loses his watch like it's stuck inside the cow. I've seen that happen. I saw my uncle's neighbor. He's like, my watch is still up inside that heifer. What am I going to do? I'm like, I guess you got to reach back in for it. She's not going to be happy about it, though. Plus, there's this, like, slimy, gooey, recently a fetus. Now it's a cow. It's like, it's a baby cow, and now it's alive and in the world. And it's just like, I'm slimy, and I smell awful. Terrible smell. Blah.
Yeah.
Oh. Mammalian reproduction is gross, dude.
It
We
is
really
gross.
should have
It's
stuck
really
with the
gross.
eggs thing.
Yeah.
Echidnas and duckbill platypi still do it. But to answer your question, I've been there / sort of like grabbed a hoof and pulled, but I think the question was originally thinking human babies, in which case I'll take a stab at it, but it would probably scare me really bad.
What's your family like?
My family?
Yeah.
My father is 43 years older than I am, so there's a huge age gap, which is why I get along with people a lot older than I am very easily. My mother is a Southern Belle. She is from Farmville, Virginia. It's a real place. It's not a Facebook game. Well, it is a Facebook game. It's a real place, too. There's actually Farmville, North Carolina, home of the Duck Rabbit Brewing Company.
Oh,
It looks like
really?
a duck and a rabbit. It's like the beak also looks like the bunny's ears. It's one of those, like, which one do you see first type things. Either way, I have mom and dad still happily married, happily living together back in Winston-Salem in North by God, Carolina. And my brother and sister are younger than me. My brother, Robert Martin Stanley, is 18 months my junior. And my sister is now 20 years old, and she has taken the job that I vacated out at Philmont. She's working on security as we speak. My dad was an only child. My mother's the youngest of 5, and her mother was the oldest of 5. So I've got a huge family back in Farmville, Virginia. Boom. That's where I get my, you know, my rights as a Southerner. Although I don't have the Southern drawl. My dad was a mean-spirited, hateful old cuss who's loyal to nothing but his family, which is cool. And, you know, he's a crazy old gun nut. Big history buff, too.
Me too. I'm an
And we've got a German Shepherd named Hannibal and a little donkey named Clementine. And we're down to 1 horse, although at one point we had up to 6. And several other little animals that hang out and walk around. All of our turtles have gotten too large. We've released those into their native environment. But yes, they still count as family. Yeah, especially because Hannibal, I'm pretty sure, is smarter than I am. What else? What do you got?
I don't have anything.
Can I get a copy of this?
We could try.
You know, Yoda says there is no try. Do or do not. There is no try.
We will do it then.
Judge me by my size, do you? Well, you should not, for my ally is the Force. A powerful ally it is. I have Episode 5, best of the Star Wars movies.
It is good stuff, so.
Just saying. Yeah. Oh, and I'd like to read more Lord of the Rings stuff. I've read all of it, but I think that there's more to read. I think there always is. Tolkien, John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, born 1892, died 1973, is the greatest philologist to have drawn a breath in the last 150 years. Spoke 11 languages, not including the ones he made up. What a man, right? Even though he wore tweed with the leather elbow patches, which I just can't get into.
Yeah.
Just, wow. So every year I try to reread The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and The Silmarillion. But there's still so much more to read. I want to read more. And if there's one thing that will ruin a recreational reading career, it's a professional education. Be careful about that when you go to college, if you go to college. read this, read this, read this, read this, read this. And then you get back to your room and you're like, do I want to read anything? Heck no! I don't want to read anything. I play video games or sleep. Ugh. But yeah, read more books. That's another thing I'd like to do.
I love to read.
What else we got?
Well, I think that's it.
Oh, well, surprisingly easy. I was expecting there to be something tricky about it. I just ranted about stuff.